This eyeliner is looking real good, and this one's, I don't know what happened, but we're not gonna, And you know what I also recently learned is that Instagram brows are now no longer a thing. And thank goodness for that, because I wasn't doing them in the first place. Hey hooping world, it's Hannah, and I am in a hula hooping rut. I don't know, do any of you ever get into a rut where you haven't been practicing, so you're a little out of shape, and then you go back and try and do tricks that used to be easy for you to do, and then they're not that easy anymore because you're out of practice and you're kind of out of shape? I'm at that stage. So I wanted to make a video about how to get out of a hula hooping rut. Some of the tactics that I'm using currently and have used in the past in order to get out of this headspace, this weird headspace of not being able to, like, you know, hula hoop and practice. You know, and it sucks. It sucks to be at that point and to feel like you are not where you want to be and you're not practicing as much as you know you should or you could, and you've got, you know, specific hula hoop and fitness goals that you want to reach, but you're not getting there because you don't have time to hula hoop, or you haven't been hula hooping, or you don't have access to a gym, or you're depressed, or you're, you know, a lot of reasons. And I just recently went through a pretty strong depressive period for, you know, like several months where I was really battling depression, and I was really trying to crawl out of this hole and do the things that I love to do again, but wasn't able to for a long time. And you know, I kind of sometimes chat about mental health a little bit on my channel and on my Instagram. And yeah, that's real. That's a real thing I deal with, and the way it impacts my life and how I choose to go about trying to get out of that hole. You know, a lot of people I found can relate to what I deal with and what I go through, and maybe the tactics that I use to pull myself out of these ruts or these places might be helpful to you and might also, you know, resonate with you. So this is my how to get out of a hula hoop rut tutorial. So the first thing I do, and I realize that this is not accessible to everybody on the planet, if I have the means to and I have the funds to, I will go out and buy some new leggings or a new workout sweatshirt or just something, some new workout wardrobe thing to help inspire me to move and to feel good and to feel active. I have found that when you go out and you buy a new pair of leggings that you feel really good in, no matter how active you've been lately, and that make your butt look great, you are gonna be a little bit more motivated to work out and use those leggings. That's not an option that's necessarily available to everybody. But if you do have the funds, I recommend going out and just finding yourself a nice pair of yoga pants and be like, okay, now I'm gonna go use these, and make them really cute. Like wear like super bright, like I'll show you. If you're gonna get some new yoga pants, like get some crazy ones, get some bright colors. These are old, but these are still really fun. Go for it, really, really go for it, so that you have something fun in your wardrobe that inspires you to get to the gym and to work out. Tip number 2, find the song that you are obsessed with. Back in the spring, it was all Melanie Martinez. I was obsessed with Dollhouse and Cry Baby. In the summer, I was all about Brooke Candy because Happy Days came out. And now I'm currently obsessed with Lizzo and the song Good as Hell, which is like just under 3 minutes long and is not long enough as a song because it just ends, and then you're like, no, I want it to keep going. So I'm literally listening to Good as Hell by Lizzo on repeat. So find a song that you really love, blast it on your speakers, play it really loud at the gym, and just, you know, like, if with a hoop or without a hoop, just throw yourself a little dance party. My mouth is so dry. So my third tip for getting out of a hula hoop rut is to go back to the basics. My phone got full. Yes, I am filming this on my phone because I don't have a real camera right now. Eventually I'm gonna get a real camera, and then I'm gonna make like the best YouTube videos ever, but right now I don't have a real camera, so I can't. So if you're stuck in a hula hoop rut and tricks that you knew and love used to be really, you know, fluid, and you had them and you felt strong while you were doing them and they were easy for you to do, go back to those basics. So for me, that's drilling some on-body hooping. That's drilling kick-ups, bringing the hula hoop up to my knees, up to my waist, up to my chest, my neck, and then my hands. So drilling that over and over to help rebuild my core strength is really important. That's definitely one of those tricks that is like fundamental to my hula hoop practice. Another tactic I use is I go back to bigger hoops. If I feel like I'm in a hula hoop rut and the smaller hula hoops I'm using, I typically use a 31-inch outside diameter poly pro hula hoop. most of the time. But if I'm in a hula hoop rut and I'm just trying to like get my body back into the feeling of hula hoop movement, a smaller hula hoop probably isn't gonna really serve me. So I actually go back to my bigger hula hoops. I've got some 38-inch hula hoops that I use, and I just practice the drills that I know, getting that muscle memory back, doing a couple of the combinations that I really, really love that might be on-body hula hooping or some off-body hula hooping, and just really focusing on getting those motions back. Don't be afraid, like if you're in a hula hooping rut and like the hoop size that you're using isn't working for some reason, just try a larger hula hoop and just focus on the basics. Do knee hooping, drill waist hooping, drill hooping on your neck, drill it on your hands, work on your form, suck in your stomach, all that jazz. Even if it feels bad, even if you like judge yourself because you think, oh my God, I'm so out of shape and I'm trying to do these hula hoop tricks that I used to be so good at, that used to be easy, just focus on in the moment and try not to judge yourself. I think that's one of the hardest parts I have, is I'll try a hula hoop trick I used to be able to do really, really well, and it's rusty and it feels bad and it's clunky and it's not smooth, and then it's hard not to judge myself. But if you're out of practice, you're out of practice, and the only way to get back into practice is to do it. The other tactic that I use is to have manageable goals. If you're feeling stuck in a rut, maybe you're feeling a little uninspired by hula hooping lately, and you just like, I don't know, there's so many tricks to learn, there's always a new trick to learn, there's always something to do, and there's always a way to grow, with hula hooping, with the tricks you're learning. But that can also be kind of overwhelming if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're not excelling or progressing in the way that you wanted to with hula hooping. So what I would suggest is I would identify a goal. Identify a trick that you really want to learn, but that also isn't too difficult. Because what we're trying to do is create opportunities for you to feel successful. And make it a trick that isn't so hard that it's like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get there. Make it a trick that is accessible to you. Maybe that trick is a walk the dog. Maybe that trick is just drilling some foot hooping. Maybe that trick is practicing your duck outs. Maybe that trick is hooping on your bun, because if you're feeling bad and you want to have a better day, just put your hair up in a bun and hula hoop on it, and you will feel so much better about everything in life. So you want to create manageable goals, right? You want to learn something new, you want to feel successful, so make the hula hoop trick or goal that you want to achieve manageable, something that you will see results from within like maybe 2 practice sessions or 3 practice sessions or in a week of practicing. I think that's why hula hooping is, also so fun and so helpful for so many people, is because if you're feeling down in life in general, you realize through hula hooping that you can do stuff you didn't know you could do before, and then ta-da, you're doing it. You know what I'll do is I'll find some hula hoop tutorials and tricks that I think might be really helpful, and I'll put those links below. Another tactic, and this is definitely a big one for me, is if I've got the time, and sometimes you gotta try and make the time, although I know it's hard because life is busy and we all like do a million things, you have to take a self-care day. Today I'm going to go to the gym, and that's my big goal for today. That's all I'm really gonna try and do today, because today is a relaxed self-care day and I just want to get back into my hula hoop space, back in the gym or in my living room, wherever you happen to practice, basement, wherever, and just focus on that for the whole day. I know that's not accessible to everybody, but if you can do that, definitely do that. The other thing I recommend doing if you feel really stuck in a hula hoop or a life rut, go find help. Go find a therapist who will listen. And that's also not accessible to everyone, and that's a problem. It really, really should be. But if you have the means to find a therapist, someone who can bounce ideas back and forth with you, can really help you stay focused, get back on track, get back to doing what you love and living the life you love, and excelling in all the ways that you can excel as a human being. Because I think a lot of times, when we say we're stuck in a hula hoop rut, what we really mean is that we've got some other things distracting us from being the best people that we can be and being, and living as fully as we want. There should be no stigma against mental health, and a lot of times there is, and that's just crappy. But you have the means, and I really hope you do, find a therapist, find someone to talk to. And if you're really feeling low, know that, these emotions will pass. One of the other big things I want to recommend doing is I meditate. Most every day. I always try to meditate. I usually do it at night in order to fall asleep, but there are a lot of guided meditations that you can listen to. Om Vana is a really cool app that I use that has guided meditations on it, and they have different themes. The one I've been listening to lately is what's it called? It's called Program Your Mind to Overcome Your Fear of Failure. And it's a 40-minute long hypnosis one where you fall asleep listening to it, and then somehow it works in your brain so that you have no fear of failure. I still have a fear of failure. It helps you unlock thinking patterns that might be detrimental. So I encourage everyone to go do that, and hopefully these tips and tactics have helped you figure out what to do to get out of a hula hooping rut, because I've been there and it happens. Hopefully these tactics will like propel you away from the rut. Get away from the world of the rut, of the hula hooping rut. And oh my god, the dog is going crazy back here. Thank you all for watching, and subscribe to my channel because next week I may post another video. We'll see. I'm in a YouTube rut as well. I don't know. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye! I can't do that. That's okay. I can dream. One day I shall be a beatboxer. One day.